must say that I'm very pleased to witness this very important meeting, what I would describe as the second stage of our effort to intensify and also to broaden the GDVT program to the industry. Just a short recap. On the 18th of September last year, the state government signed a 2 million ringgit Penang state government sponsorship agreement with PSDC to finance the German dual vocational training, GDVT, in Penang. Today, I'm pleased to announce that the program has been successfully embraced by the manufacturing industry. The manufacturing industry's participation is crucial if we are to succeed in deepening the talent pool of rural managers. GDVT is the best in the world, and we are proud to be able to bring it to Penang. Of course, even though it's embraced, but embracing is one thing, participating is another. So even though it is generally embraced, but I'm sure that we require your active participation to make GDVT work. I always feel that the ideas, even though important, it is not as important if you can make it work. That's why PI, which team has a chief operating officer, knows very well. The emphasis on PI is to make ideas work. No point having the best ideas in the world if it doesn't work. That's why I have Dr. Lee Ka-chun, my special advisor, to make sure it works. And he's the one to make sure that ideas don't just stay there. It can go out in the open, or the real world, in the open market, that it can be applied and it can work. Now, while many businesses in Penang are primarily export-focused, some SMEs are not. However, SMEs are part of the ecosystem that makes Penang a powerful industrial cluster. So to remain competitive, businesses have to continue to invest in talent and, of course, capital machinery, especially automation. And that requires skilled workers. And recognizing that, we feel that we have to enhance, upgrade the skill sets of our middle managers. We're not talking only about our top engineers. That is, of course, another objective that we probably will have to look at it later. But middle managers, that forms the bulk of the work done in the manufacturing industry. I've been told by many that if you don't have a top engineer, yes, it is important, but if you have good middle managers, you can just somehow struggle along. But if you don't have good middle managers, one top manager cannot do anything, because you need that support from the industry. And it is in that context we feel that we should give the necessary focus to try to train up the technicians and the middle managers. Therefore, I'm proud to say that the state government sponsorship is open to all companies in Penang, irrespective whether you're SMEs or MNC. However, only Malaysian students will qualify for the sponsorship, and preference will be given to Penangites. But we feel that since the demand will be so great, I'm sure that any applications, I think, we'll be able to take. Not just Penangites, but even non-Penangites. Maybe after that, even non-Malaysians. But we do not want to get ahead of ourselves. We'll just focus on Malaysian students first, before we talk about overseas students. Now, through our website, penanggdvt.com, those who are interested can apply online for the program, and their CVs and personal data will be forwarded to the participating companies. We want to ensure that the GDVT partner companies have direct access to highly talented trainees in Malaysia that they require. I'm proud to say that less than a year after signing the sponsorship agreement, we have over 120 students enrolled in current and future batches for our mechatronics program. I'm also pleased that the success has proven the need for a second program, which is currently in its approval stages at the federal level. The program, Precision Machining, It's likely to start in September this year. We had the first batch I think was 24. Second batch was around what? Second batch is 60. 16. So we have 40 altogether. The next batch that we are recruiting students is 65. So we are increasing. I think it's more like an arithmetic progression. We hope that we can increase by geometric progression later. And this is something that I think we have been working very hard, and to see the first batch of students graduate with the required skill sets, I think it is a very significant moment in an effort to train skilled labour force in Penang. Now, the GDVT program in Penang is truly unique within the Malaysian education system because it has never been done before. Whilst being hired by the training company has a regular staff with a monthly salary at a minimum wage of 1,000 ringgit, the students get trained concurrently at the training institution to enhance their theoretical knowledge. In other words, these fortunate students are paid to study. Tuition fees paid by the state government and the GDVT companies, while they are given the necessary training. I don't think you can find any scheme like this in Malaysia, only in Penang. And we feel that this would perhaps enhance the image of vocational training. In the past, vocational training has suffered a very poor reputation that this is only course available to reject students. Those that other institutions don't want, send them to vocational schools. I think we want to change that perception. In Germany, vocational students are almost as valued as university students. We want to change that perception. Yes, vocational training has a very bad name because those who run it don't know what they are doing. But you come to Penang, you will find the image of vocational training on par with those in Germany. And that is what we want to achieve. So in practice, this means that trainees will benefit greatly from the practical exposure, primarily from the training and experiences of their senior colleagues applying their knowledge immediately. As specialists in their own field, they will also be able to attract higher pay. And I think maybe because they spend the number of years in the company, probably they'll earn more than a fresh graduate in engineering coming in. So this should be very attractive to vocational students. And of course, when we first introduced this program, we have many who say that if they had such a program when they were young, they would have joined it. Because, you know, these skills that you acquire, I think it is invaluable. As mentioned just now by Encik Muhammad Ali, you know right from the scratch, from basic. And when you know something from scratch, from basic, the company will not let you go because you are invaluable. Once again, I would like to repeat my encouragement to local SMEs in becoming a vocational training company partner together with the NMCs. Now, we find that we do not have enough partners from SMEs. And SMEs need to have trained middle managers. So if you can join or participate in this program, you can lock in these vocational students. I'm sure how you lock in, that one I don't have to teach you, you know how to do that. Whether it's by contract for a certain period or by other incentives. But once you can lock them in, I'm sure that you will find that you won't have this problem of trained and skilled staff, which is the biggest headache now for many companies in Penang. And we are now providing an alternative for the future so that you can have trained staff customized according to your needs. As mentioned just now, demand-driven and customized. And at the same time, there's also a culturalization. Because you start from the beginning, you know the company's culture. You can be part of the company's culture. I think these are non-cognitive skills that probably cannot be measured or valued. And then in that respect, well, cognitive skills, you give them knowledge and training, but it is non-cognitive skills that are equally important, including acculturalization, knowing the company's culture. What is the company's culture? And able to work as part of that culture and part of that team. Now, Penang's unemployment rate is one of the lowest in Malaysia, 1.5%, as at 2014. Well below the national unemployment rate of either 3% or 4%. We are 1.5%. Practically, I'm sure that means that we are looking for workers. So the labour market in Penang has become very competitive. And that's why I'd like to encourage you here to share your thoughts and concerns regarding the GDVT program. Now again, I'd like to thank PSDC for organizing this forum together with all the participating companies. Please be assured that the GDVT program has the state government's full support. Let us work together with the MNCs and SMEs as GDVT corporations and partners to make our labour force competitive so that Penang remains the premier location to invest, learn, live, work and play. And the mere association with being trained in Penang through this GDVT program will brand Penang and also open up many opportunities. I mean, in summary, what we want to stress will be three critical aspects in getting skilled staff, which has never been done before in Malaysia. Number one, demand driven. Demand driven, not supply driven. You get what you need. Number two, customization. Nowadays, the trend is no longer one size fits all. No longer one size fits all. It's all customization. That's why you have 3D printing, additive manufacturing, because you want to customize according to the specific needs of your customers. And thirdly, of course, acculturalization. You start them from young, and they absorb the company's culture. They become part of the company. And that these are skills that cannot be measured, advantages that cannot be measured, that will bring, I'm sure, non-tangible value to your company. So we hope that the SME company should grasp the opportunities available, or else the opportunities will leave you behind. So take the opportunities available, become a partner, become a participating GDVT partner. I'm sure this is one decision that you will never regret. No, this is a very interesting time for Penang. When I look at the developments in the electronic industry worldwide in Penang, it reminds me of Charles Dickens' Tale of Two Cities. It's the best of times, it's also the worst of times. But in Penang, I would like to paraphrase it, not to say it's the best of times or worst of times. It is the most certain of times, and it's also the most uncertain of times. If you look at the changes, I was just informed today, there was a strategic partnership between both corporation and flags. Massive. Massive. And this is after the latest developments, where you have involving Intel and Altera, massive. Western Digital too. Western Digital acquiring SanDisk. Canon acquiring Toshiba. Abbott acquiring St. Jude. Sanmina acquiring Motorola Manufacturing. Everyone here is part of that change. And of course, not to forget Avago acquiring Broadcom. So you got a Broadcom guy here. After the acquisition, he's now the big boss for Broadcom. So these are uncertain times. And of course, at the same time, there's also some certainty in that this rationalization is not happening in Penang, it's happening worldwide. And it is not just Penang that will be impacted. Many other sites throughout the world will be impacted. Now, how do we position ourselves? How do we face up to these challenges? I think that we look at it in two aspects. Number one, if there's any dislocation, you are able to retain those who are dislocated. Because we need those skills. You lose them for good. I think that is very important. You are able to retain or to absorb any impact from such dislocation. At the same time, I think we also need to deepen our talent pool. Because when there is such rationalization, there are also many more opportunities. I don't think that this rationalization deserves to be called a crisis. But when there are dislocation, more opportunities because of new technology are created. And in order to be able to benefit from these new opportunities, a very important element is your talent pool. Without a deep and flexible and resilient talent pool, you will not be able to benefit from these changes. Now, I believe passionately that Penang has what it takes to be able, number one, to absorb any dislocation, and number two, more importantly, the talent pool to adjust to new technology, to new changes. Penang is not afraid of change. We embrace change. After all, if there's no change, I won't be here also. Now, we embrace change. We are not afraid of change. And I think you will also know that over the last 8 years, we have done changes that was never done before, even unpopular at times, but necessary if we are to survive. Because if you don't change, you die. Especially in the electronics industry. You don't change, you die. Manufacturing, services also, you don't change, you die. You must always change for the better. And you must not compromise your standards. We refuse to compromise our standards. Either we do it world class or not at all. And that has been our mantra for the last 8 years. We chant that mantra: world class, international standards, and intelligent city. Either you do that or not at all. It's not worth the effort. Because nowadays, if you are not world class, no one will come. So when we do many of our programs, we bring our tech group, Penang Site Cluster. I mean, you don't need me to vouch for it. You can see for yourself. Is it world class or not? Is it of international standard? Is it of something that we can be proud of to say that what is happening in Penang, it can be done, it will be evident in any other place, whether in America, Europe, also of the same standard, will not be above that. For instance, our Techno project, Techno Penang, we open next month, but what we have here is unprecedented. We are going to display digital autopsy, the first to be displayed in the world. Even London, New York, and Australia don't have it. They will have it after us next year. We will be the first. And in Penang, that is how far we have come. But we have so much more to go. And that is why it is very important that we continue programs like this, to continue to strive towards world-class standards, to embrace change, and most important of all, never forget that we need to build talent. There's no two ways about building talent. You have to start from scratch. You have to start from basics. And once you build that talent, you will attract more talent. Like attract like. Like attract like. And I believe that once you have that, you will have critical mass. I'm always a disciple of critical mass. We have not achieved that critical mass yet, but we will get there, provided we lay the foundation for the future. So once again, I want to thank everyone for coming, and let this be the first start towards the phrase, train in Penang will have a premium quality. Train in Penang will be seen almost as good as train in Germany or train in US. Thank you very much.